should be good. What's up, everybody? So, we got another interview in store for you guys. You know, we tried this with XM. Now, we've got another baller who's here to help out. We're going to go ahead and get some thoughts from Fnatic's Devilwalk. And we did listen. Now I've got the setup. Now we've added something new. Check it out. Bam! What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm fine. I got internet.
You got internet, I know.
So it's pretty baller to have internet.
I mean, it sounds like so foreign too, coming from a Swede, where like you all have amazing internet.
Yeah.
We were laughing about that. It's like we got this American guy who's visiting right now, and
Yeah.
you know, Comhem. They have those ads up in the metro where it's like 50 megabit, and it's like a chick on a bicycle, and it goes all the way up to like 500 megabit, and he's like, 50 megabit in the States would be like ridiculous, man. You'd be spending like $2,000 for that.
Yeah.
I hear it's ridiculous, but I mean, dude, you've been getting like the short end of the stick lately, man. You've been getting DDoSed like crazy.
Yeah. I don't really know why, but yeah.
You're like the coolest guy in the scene. Who could even want to DDoS you? Seriously.
I'm pretty confused about that as well. I don't think I've done anyone any harm. Like I usually don't talk shit about anyone, or I consider myself pretty well mannered. So I'm pretty confused about that, but yeah, I have no idea.
Have you tried to do anything like to fix it, like going through proxies or whatever?
We changed the IP yesterday, but it took him like half an hour to
figure it out again.
Yeah, so I had internet half an hour in between 15 to I got my internet back at like 24 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere in between I got a half an hour internet.
That's ridiculous. Well, like, how have you been dealing with this? Because you guys have matches. You guys have got like games to play, and you have to scrim. Like, how's this impacted the team?
Well, we can't scrim, I guess. We can't practice. But I think we're having a break now, just because it's pretty unstable to even practice. So it's better to take a break now when, you know, one day can be easily destroyed for the scrims and everything. So yeah, we're pretty much taking it chill now.
And just, I mean, you guys have got like Star Series that's going to be coming up and everything. I mean, it's like time to prep, and all of a sudden everything's just getting shut down because of this.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? I mean, NIP has been affected as well. Like they had to drop out the EMS Cup.
Yeah, high grade. They gave the pass to high grade.
Yeah, and
did you see Exist's reaction?
On Twitter?
Yeah, where he's like 50 grand to Dead or Alive, this DDOSer.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we'd see the same thing out of you guys, but I have trouble picturing you being like, I want this guy dead or alive.
I'm like, the worst part about it is not like that I'm affected at all. The worst part is my mother's company has the same line, and she has all the like the cashier stuff online and all that shit. So she can't really, like, her company can't work when I'm getting DDoSed.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's a pretty serious like thing. I think the police is involved now as well. So.
You see, this is I don't know. Did you ever hear about that when it happened with Destiny? I don't know if you followed the StarCraft scene like a year ago when he was getting DDoSed and he was like threatening court orders, etc.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's like if it's a loss of revenue on your part, all of a sudden that becomes really serious. You can get the police involved.
Yeah. So they're actually working on it now. From my understanding, at least, they called us to get some additional info and stuff. So.
Huh. Damn, that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
God.
It's not like, sure, if I get DDoS, that's no like big issue, but her company is pretty big and.
Yeah, for her to get the shaft too, that's not good.
Yeah, like everything for a company nowadays is online, so like even like every bookings, all of that shit, it's all in online, I guess. So they can't do shit when internet is down.
Yeah, to have that happen is catastrophic. Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty sad, but
Well, let's talk about like greener pastures, man. Let's talk about more cheerful things because we all know that the DDOSer's out there and he's like rubbing his little hands together and he feels so happy.
Yeah.
That like we've even got nailed here at the studio recently, so it's like just everybody across the scene. It doesn't even matter which game now. Everybody's taking flack. It's really weird.
Yeah.
So actually, I wanted to ask you: have you had a chance to check the new update that just came out, like very recently? I think last night.
I think I saw the thread on HLTV. Let's see if I can find it. They fixed the memory leakage bug, I think.
Mm-hmm. But it's also they've also got, I think the big point that's worth bringing up, that's worth like kind of talking about is this one in gameplay. Player acceleration is now determined by the player's active weapon max speed.
Yeah, I don't really know what that will do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of vague, since you don't really know the acceleration of each and every weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it could be good. It could also hurt, I guess.
Well, from what I've heard, it's like they're trying to find the happy medium with people just saying like we want just a flat movement change. You know, we want it to be slower acceleration across the board.
Yeah.
And Valve are like meeting them halfway, where they're like, well, I mean, DMing earlier, some guy was like, damn it, I can't run with the op. It feels like I'm pulling a caravan behind me. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, well then, you know, if you got the op, you're gonna be moving really slowly, like turtle speed. But you know, using the AK, I didn't really notice a big difference. Like it wasn't massive. So, I mean, were you like for this whole movement change thing? Did you think that the game was too fast?
No, I am very against the movement change. I don't really like. For me, it's playing like over 1,500 hours in a game with the same movement, and for me, changing that makes it like, I don't know. It kind of feels like they're just resetting the game, like they did with the recoils.
Yeah.
I had a very hard time when I played over like 900 hours to find motivation to actually relearn everything once again. So I don't really like the major changes. I have no problem with them making like a halfway deal, which doesn't affect it all that much for the players that have been playing for so long. But I'm not willing to go for a radical change where everyone wants a 1.6 movement and a slower movement. It kind of changes the whole game, because the game is played out in the way that it's very fast. It's good to take duels. It's very like it's action packed in the way that like it's good to take duels. Like it's not very good to camp. You know what I mean? I think it's good that it's like more fast. Because in 1.6 you could just hold an angle and win. Like you didn't even need to move, basically.
Yeah, you just sat there and camped it.
Yeah. So, except you had the like wall banging, which kind of was the anti of that, but if you put like the same movement values and Peaker's disadvantage in Go, then I don't really see CT losing one round.
Do you think it's going to become even more CT favored?
It's going to be very, very CT favored. It's going to be ridiculous because you can't wall bang the spots, so they basically like it's not going to work. I don't see it working ever.
Well, dude, I'm glad to get this kind of this side, because people seem so split about it, where they're like, you know, yeah, you know, nerf the movement, you know, we want tactics back, etc.
Yeah.
And you have other players who are just like, no, this is like, the game is great the way it is. It's got a lot of action, like, you know, as you say, you know, it's fast paced. All of a sudden, you know, taking fights is cool because you don't really have another option, so it forces you to be active on the map and start moving around.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that just sounds like a more entertaining game, but I guess, you know.
I think it is, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't really say how exactly it will affect, but I just don't see it working that well. Because Yeah.
I mean, it's not to say that they haven't tried to meet us halfway. There is, you know, like it's not all weapons that are affected. Like I played several hours since the patch, and I haven't noticed a massive change with the AK, for example. So it's like I think we'll still have that fast-paced action. Perhaps for the op, where they want to limit, you know, your ability to pop around corners and just quickscope people.
Yeah.
I suppose that's like the main issue that they wanted to address.
Yeah.
Because apparently you're very slow when you run with the op now.
Well, it's kind of like, I understand. I think you're a lot faster in this game with the op than in 1.6, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to really accelerate with the op was to bunny hop, or in 1.6, I mean.
Right. Just
otherwise, if you see like operas like Markelov, just maybe they move around a lot, but it takes a lot more time. But yeah, I
How
like
are you guys
change.
feeling? I mean, we just finished up Bucharest recently. How are you guys feeling after that tournament? Is the team morale good?
Well, I guess we did like decent, I guess, but we did pretty bad. I mean, I thought for sure we were going to the finals, but yeah, we're not as stable as we want to be. We're pretty uneven when it comes to different teams. We can, for example, in the tournament we win against NIP, but we lose against Lemon Dogs 2-0 in maps. So
Right. Like that was the big thing. Do you think it's just like they had your number that day? They knew what to do to beat you? Or was it on your side where you felt like maybe the communication wasn't there or something wasn't clicking? Like what happened in that match versus Lemon Dogs? Because we were all taken by surprise. We were expecting you guys to go through, and we'd be, you know, I was crossing my fingers for a rematch in the finals between you and Nip. But I mean, like what happened in that match versus Lemon Dogs?
like I think it's a combination. Like they played well. They played a solid game, but we played very bad. Like we didn't play good at all. We threw away so many rounds that it's ridiculous. I don't know. We have a hard time facing Swedish teams except NIP. Overall, we've always had that problem. I think Lemon Dog style is good against us, I guess. It's like we have a hard time against Very Games as well, but we have a much easier time against NIP.
That's like so weird to hear though, because everybody out there is like, well, you know, the other teams are great. We play great against them, and then we run into NIP, and it's like hitting a brick wall. And you guys are like, nah.
I think Very Games is much stronger. Like I don't know. I always when I see Very Games gonna face NIP, I always bet Very Games is gonna take it. It's just because we have a much harder time facing Very Games than NIP.
Do you think that's because of the tactics that Very Games employ? Like they just seem to be such a tactically sound team. Do you think that's the issue, or like NIP seem to rely so much more on like aiming and just winning outright fights than anything?
Yeah, I can't really say, but they have a really insane type of like how they rotate when and what's against. Like I think our style is just pretty much the worst style you can have against Very Games. They just outplay us, and it's ridiculous. I don't know. They rotate perfect, and they just do everything insanely good.
So what are you guys telling yourselves when you have to face Very Games, when you're playing Very Games? Are you trying to change up your style like actively in the match? Or are you guys just like, okay, we're gonna play our fucking game, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you know, we have to figure it out?
Well, it's very hard because it feels like if we change our style, they're still gonna have the good rotation because they're so like their rotation is so well thought out that they know exactly, depending on what we do, they will do another thing. Like I don't think the style matters that much against Very Games. I just think they have some mind issues against NIP. I just don't see NIP being that insanely overly skilled. Like I don't think their aim and everything is so much better than Very Games. But I think Very Games is much better tactically. So in my opinion, and every time I watch that game, it should be an even game, in my opinion, but just isn't. I don't know why.
I think you're not the only one thinking that. I think we're always wondering, very games, why, what's going on, Because when you see players like Scream and NBK, they just lock shit down. Existence, he's been playing so much better as well, and all of a sudden it's like they run up against Nip and just nothing seems to work, and you really wonder.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe they're trying to anti-strat Nip too much, so they kind of fall flat in their own game. Because I've always felt that against Nip, you shouldn't really change your style, because they're gonna do something against you, and it's weird to talk about, but they always seem to put a lot of pressure on one side of the map, and then rotate to secure it. Like, for example, Train. If you push alley pretty hard,
right,
they're gonna put like 2 or 3 men there, and whenever they kill that guy or clear alley, they just rotate to the other spots and secure them. So I don't know. It's very weird, but they always seem to clear stuff and then move to a much safer setup.
But you guys seemed like you had their number on Train. Like you were just running in there YOLO, getting those shots out. Just landing those, winning those duels. It really seemed like you guys were playing your style, like just pure aggression there.
We know that they want to clear alley, and if they can clear alley, they pretty much win. But so we put a lot of pressure against alley because we knew they would, and that kind of freed up the spaces for other players like JW to peek for T main and stuff like that. So, and you kind of always have to clear alley. If someone spots 3 people alley and they die alley, CT is in a very bad position because they have to clear alley at some point. So
yeah, they can't rotate in, or they're gonna have that coming in their back.
Yeah, they can't really defensively check alley either because they have to have the info that they're coming. If they're having a setup where 2 people spots alley and the terrorists just rotated, then they're pretty much screwed in a inside rush or anything.
No.
So, yeah.
Well, changing things up a little bit, I wanted to ask you actually, seeing as you guys just changed your in-game leader, you just changed your caller. You had Marty, calling the shots before, and now you've got Flusha.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going? Like, does the team feel good for you right now?
It feels good, but we have a lot of stuff we need to go through still. We want to become a stable team, and we haven't really succeeded into that transition yet. So we got a lot to work around.
To work out?
Yeah, work out, I guess. And
you gotta iron out those creases, man. The wrinkles.
Yeah. So, I mean, Flush is like an insane mid-round caller, like Exist, for example. Which is, yeah. But he's such a troll, so...
Oh no, is he sending you guys into your death or something?
No, not really, but... yeah, he's a troll, but he's next level in his brain. I mean, he's such a smart guy, so... Just need some more practice and a lot more tactics.
So when he calls something on the team, it's like his word is law. You guys just obey in the mid-round. You're like, okay, quickly, just do whatever he's saying.
Yeah, because that's... Like, he's incredibly smart. It's like, he doesn't seem like a smart guy when you talk with him. Okay. But he's, like, no disrespect to him, but it's like, he's so trolly that you kind of get the feeling that he's not smart, but he's not stupid. But, he's so trolly all the time that you kind of don't imagine him being so intelligent that he is.
So you're saying he hides his game. It's like...
Yeah.
Smoke and mirrors here. He's like,
yeah,
I'm doing this over here. In the meantime, I'm shanking you in the back, and you don't even know it.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think with a couple of weeks, we could progress and be a lot stronger.
What do you think the first thing you guys need to work on is then, to get to that level where you want to be at, that consistent team? Like, what's the biggest thing you see that needs to be fixed right now in your team play?
It's pretty much like we have a problem with identifying when to be aggressive and when to be passive. I think. Like I'm almost always passive because I'm the support player, but
You're the man up on coils, man. You don't.
yeah, yeah, and so I don't know. It's kind of like we could get 2 kills, like 2 entries, and then just die 3 on 5 because we don't know when to be passive or aggressive. Like that's probably the main thing.
So you're gonna be working on that now.
Yeah.
And I guess last thing I want to ask you about, I guess, is going to be what was going through your mind when they made the announcement for DreamHack Winter, when you saw that it was like, okay, this is the majors, you know. Were you guys just popping champagne and being like, hey, we already took out Nip at Bucharest. This is in the bag. We're good.
I'm not sure. Like, the first thought was, I don't think Nip is gonna win it. To be honest, like I'm not saying we are going to win it. I'm not that kind of guy, but I think it's gonna be a very, very tough tournament because everyone's gonna have like 150 hours in the past 2 weeks on Steam and playing CS. So I think everyone is gonna bring their A game, and it's gonna be a very, very tough tournament. I mean, the prize pool. I don't really play Counter-Strike for the money, but it's nice to see the money. I think the biggest part for me is like if there's a $250,000 tournament, maybe more viewers, sponsors, maybe gets like more interest for the game and all that. But the competition is gonna be great. That's why you play. So.
It's music to my ears, man. That's what you're looking forward to. You're looking forward to taking on everybody when they're at the top. But that's the thing, that's the thing, because all of a sudden, it's like we have this massive announcement, DreamHack Winter, 250K. But there's so many tournaments at the end of the year as well. Like, you guys are going to be traveling everywhere. How are you, are you...
I think it's going to be pretty weird. I think there's we're going to China.
Yeah, Shanghai for the MSI Beat It, right?
Yeah. And I think there's 3 days after that, it's DreamHack Winter.
Yeah, exactly.
So, the time difference is gonna be weird. I'm pretty worried about that because I haven't really been to Asia.
You know how to deal with have you found your trick for dealing with jet lag yet?
I've never, I've never been to a country where I have to deal with jet lag. Yeah, it's 1 hour difference. It's
dude, that's make or break right there, man. That's the end of the world. 1 hour? That's 1 hour of sleep you've lost.
Yeah, but I don't know. I haven't been to the States or anything. I mean, I think I've only been at
well,
let's see. I think
Copenhagen. You had
DreamHack Summer was my 5th LAN ever.
Oh yeah.
Or 6th. I don't know. But Copenhagen Games was my 3rd LAN ever. So I'm not that experienced with LANs yet, but.
So when you think about the end of the year coming up, and you're like, we have to go here, 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 and then play for this massive tournament where everybody's going to be beasting on us.
Yeah.
And you're just excited, man. You're just looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, competition is why you play. You want to be the best, beat the best, and yeah, stay on top, I guess.
God damn. All right, man. Well, it's been 25 minutes, so this is actually a pretty healthy interview. I mean, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Not really. Thank you, Semler, for having
me.
Me.
Thank you.
I need more coffee.
Yeah,
good to have.
Me too. I'm looking at my bag right now. I'm just like, I've only had 2 cups today. That's not enough.
Yeah, and of course my sponsors, and I also want to thank Karn as always, because he's just an amazing manager. And the sponsors, MSI, SteelSeries, ASO, Winamax, and Twitch. I want to thank them.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time, man. Thanks for the interview. And
Thank
best of
you.
luck, man. I'm going to be watching your games. I'm going to be cheering.
Thank you. See you later.
All right. Take care, mate.
Take care.
All right, guys. So there we have it. That was Devilwalk from Fnatic. Total baller. Honestly, one of the nicest guys in the scene. So if you weren't a fan of Fnatic, you have to be, because Devilwalk's on the team. So I'll be following up with another interview soon enough, guys. So be sure to hit the sub button. You guys will know when it comes out if you like this kind of content. If you like, hearing what these guys have to say. I think that's the big deal. Like, we don't get enough of this kind of information straight from the players like this. So I'll be trying to do more of it. But thanks all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.